Welcome back. You're still watching E-Vibes, the entertainment show on Signature TV. Live here with me is Uche Agonsi Kontash. He is an artist and art curator. We'll be talking about redefining what it means to be an artist. He's been here before, but we decided to have him again. So thanks for joining.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, let's delve into the conversation of the day. So, how would you define what an artist mean?
Well, for over years now, I've dealt with this topic because in our field as an artist, you hear them say one thing like, this is my area of specialization. That's not like area of specialization. You're an artist, supposed to be an artist. Because one thing with an artist, you must be creative. You
Okay.
must be involving. And you can't have an artist who doesn't know how to talk. Then how will you communicate? Sometimes you see an artist, he only develop his only skill for drawing, but he can't interpret his work. He can't even define the ideas behind his work. Nothing motivates him to do it. Sometimes he copies other people's work without knowing the meaning under it. For you to say you're an artist, first of all, you need to know what you're doing. You need to even download the thing. Let me use the word download, and you need to interpret it. As an artist, you can't come and say I specialize in ceramics or painting or sculptor or no.
But they should have a niche, don't they?
Yeah, there's need to have a niche. You don't wear the same clothes every day, do you? So there's room for you to
Explore.
explore and diversify. So for you to really be an artist, in quotes, you need to have all your area covered. When it comes to painting, you need to have a contribution to it. When it comes to sculpture, because art is a general term. If you studied art history, you know that even medicine, engineering came out of art. So you can't see an artist who doesn't know a bit of his medical area. Anatomy is an artistic terminology, but now it's more of a medical thing. So you should know it. Like you can't draw a proper human being without understanding anatomy. That's why sometimes you see some sculptures, the hands are longer than the real person. It's out of proportion. And if you are afraid of mathematics in secondary school, so okay, let me go and do arts as an area you want to escape. Those things will catch up with you. Like you see, most artists don't understand science. There is physics in art. There is chemistry in art. Like if you don't know chemistry, but you can't do a good painting. Then sometimes you see most artists that are bad dresser. Let me use the word.
Okay.
They paint on color, but they don't understand color reading. There's some things I always tell people. Demon doesn't pursue in your room. It depends on the color you use. You can't paint black in a room and want to sleep well. No, it affects your mind. Or you paint red. Your wall is red, the light is red, and you want to sleep. You will see demons pursuing you. Why? Because the environment is not mind friendly. That's why when you look at couch for children or babies, there are children colors friendly, light blue, white, all those. These are things that gives you peace. They can't go to normal hall or church. You see church wall painted black. You'll be preaching and the things will be bouncing back on you. These are simple psychology. But if you know that, that means you're an artist. Where an artist lives should be where an artist lives. In his choice of words, choice of color, choice of idea. That's all it means to be an artist, not
So
only to have a skill.
do you think being an artist is more about having the talent, telling story, or the impact itself?
All combined. Like one thing I tell people, talent is like raw material. Anybody can draw if I teach you the skill. One thing about skill is transferable. I can show you how to draw. I can show you how to hold strokes. I can show you how to fling your hand. You can draw. But what makes you an artist? What do you want to draw? What story do you want to pass across? Like I can now talk about politics through my art. Ability to interpret your societal issues through art is what makes you an artist. A medium of expression. That's what art should be. Like in communication today, you heard the word art of communication. People can talk, but not everybody can talk for you to hear. People can gist, not everybody can come on air and people are interested to listen to the person. There is an art of that communication. That's what it means to be an artist. Everybody has language. Some people will talk, you sleep, or some people will talk, you'll be bored. Have you been to school where some lecturer will enter class, students will start sighing? Because the man will help you to sleep off. But somebody will enter and 30 minutes, they say, no, want you to continue. The difference between him and the one that is making you sleep is the art.
Do you think being an artist is self-claimed or it's earned?
I can say both, but you have to earn it. Because one thing about mind is God did not create anybody empty. Whatever you put your skill in, you will learn. There is nothing like Anaha Market Bananka that you can't learn this thing. You are too old to learn it. It's wrong. It's a lie. Look at Steve, this man that's discovered Apple. Study his own story. There are some ideas they wanted to do. They told me it's impossible. You can't do it. But today people are having iPhone, iPad, all these things because somebody was persistent in his own dream. You can learn art. Art is, I've taught medical doctors, in quote, art. I've taught lawyers art. And they saw that they can do it. It's not mystery. It's not something that, it's a skill. You can pass it. The same way doctors do surgery. It's a skill. So these are things that we need to, so let's not demystify art and say art must be spiritual. You know, you sleep, you get idea. I was a victim of it anyway. When I was in school, artists doesn't dress well. They dress like madman. And sometimes when you want us to say we're an artist, you think it's a madman. And they look insane. They look confused. They look things like that. I wasn't impressed with it, but I had the talent. So when you come to them, the communication is almost like zero. But when they paint, you admire what they paint. Sometimes you read meaning based on what they're doing. Sometimes they do what they cannot express. So I had to start a status quo, something that can make me move away and say, I will dress well, I will talk well, I will look well, and I will be an artist. And I succeeded. And
so
today
how important is cultural identity when it comes to being an artist?
You know, one thing about cultural identity is that your communication is part of your culture. Where you grow forms your culture. How you live forms your culture. And sometimes arts, you pick more of your art inspiration based on your environment. Like I can't paint Washington if I've not been to Washington. That's why sometimes it's good for an artist to travel. Sometimes you have limits in your imagination. But when you travel, when you expose yourself, your ideas grows, your skill grows. That's why in Igbo they say Onyi Jek, Onyi Siawa, because he's traveling, he's involving with different cultures, different environment, different traditions, and it helps you to develop yourself as an artist. So arts has a lot to play with culture, but it depends on the cultures you expose yourself to.
So you're saying not just experience has to play a role.
Yes.
Exploring and traveling has to play a role.
Yes.
And not just you evolving in whatever that comes in your mind.
No, you just become local champion. Every day you drawing houses, thatch houses.
Yeah.
People are just exploring, doing mixed media and other things, and you're still in old.
So has authenticity changed the idea of modern art?
Yeah, because one thing I always tell artists, whether you like it or not, AI has come. Art will keep evolving. You know, during the olden days, people produce their paint with egg yolk and color. You know, the gouache color and all the rest of them. Time was going, they started producing oil paints. By next 50 or 60 years, who knows, we'll be painting on sky. We'll do like this, we'll paint on glass, and people will buy. So very soon art will become invisible that can be visible. Very soon people will start building houses on sky, held by glasses. And people will start learning how to paint on glass or paint on a medium or paint on media. So sometimes what produces this kind of art is because they explore, they task their mind. They don't stay on the one that have been developed. You know, there's this idea that said there's nothing new under the sun, but you can bring something new under the earth. The sun is bigger than the earth now. So nothing new under the sun. God dwells in the sun. Let's agree. So here on earth, you should bring something new. Like when I was a student, I didn't want to settle with what I know. I like choosing what is difficult. I was very good in painting in our class. I was the best painter, second in sculpture. So during our final year, you have to major in one area. So there was this rift between two lecturers over me. He has to be in painting because he's doing good in painting. The sculptor said this, he has to be. He was in order to please them. I said, okay, let me not choose any of them. Let me enter ceramics. So they told me that ceramics, they feel that ceramics is more like a female environment, you know.
Why?
Because more women you do pottery, they use clay, they make pots, they make flower vases. They feel it's more like textile today. People think it's more like women thing, fashion. So when I entered there, a lot of them felt disappointed. They said, you can't make it here. Come to painting, prodigious painters, almighty sculptors. I say, I will beat you people hands down if there's any competition where artists and ceramics and sculptors will get involved. I didn't know what I was saying until 2008. We had a national art competition for the first time in Nigeria.
Yeah.
professional level, I came first with ceramic work, bead painters, sculptors, and why? Because I had this determination that ceramics is not a lay down course. Let me bring it up. And as I was doing, I understood that ceramics, car plug, that's ceramics. Windscreen of a car is ceramics. Mirror is ceramics. Powder you rub is ceramics. So ceramics more like the tires, the WC. So ceramics more like industrial ceramics, domestic ceramics. So the ceramics is more like a science course. That's why most of them, we are not running into it. Because some of them have F in secondary school. They didn't want to attend science class. They felt that science is so mysterious.
But which one is your favorite though?
My favorite is something that can give my mind task.
Which
like
is the
ceramics now. Like part of my plan, should I say it on air, is to build a ceramic that is like 1,000 feet.
Wow.
Guinness Book of Records. So how will I do it? These are things that kept my mind. Like in my master's program, I did something that never expected. University of Benin. I'm on
So
air.
ceramics is your favorite because it gives your mind.
Why I say it's not my favorite, but it's still my favorite because most artists don't explore that. They left it. So I have more room to grow there. When you talk about art, people only think that art is painting and sculpture. They don't know that most of these I mentioned is the work of artists.
Yeah. So in what way has collaboration helped in the artistry world?
What do you mean by collaboration? Is it from government? Is it from fellow artists? Fellow artists. Sometimes, should I use this word? The hardest people for you to lead are people that are creative.
Why?
Check music industry now. If they have collabo for 1 or 2 years, they will split. Because sometimes this idea of I am the one that produces the idea, I'm the one, me, the thing will split. But I've understood that teamwork helps. Like if you watch this coal miner, the unknown soldier at the Okbara Square, it was done by a group of artists, but today they're not together.
So what do you think, aside the whole personalizing the project, aside that, what else do you think could be the reason? Maybe they're not getting enough royalties.
No,
because of course,
not royalties, ego. Sometimes let me use the music industry if I come to artists. Like even in our exhibition, there's one day I organized an exhibition called Fellow Artists to come and exhibit. I never knew one guy was just competing with me on his own. He was going around looking at the price tag again I placed on all my walls. I was one that takes the price tag to go and print and paste. He now wrote the same thing. I said, okay, you mean this is 200,000? I said, yes, my own artwork is 200,000. It's going to be 200,000. Are we not? You see that competition, but he doesn't want to submit to learn. One thing about leadership is ability to know that you can learn from anything, including a child, a sucking baby. Most of my concepts are painted in few parts or done in sculptures. I learn from children. Sometimes some words can flash. Even the Holy Spirit can help you and say, look at this, look at this. That's like the time you came to my house, I learned some things you didn't know I was learning from your questions. So sometimes I can go back to my drawing board, put them in art, come out, sell. But I won't give you credit, you didn't know.
All right. So you feel that ego brings that rift between artists in order for them not to collaborate. Don't you think it's even a problem? Because when they call entertainers or people in the world of art, those that draw paints and all those things, it's as if they're taking the last position. And sometimes it's as if even the government are not paying attention to them. So now, what way do you think that artists can put themselves out there for people to see them and work with them?
Yeah, when you come from that angle, government has a lot of role to play. There's something I posted in my status. One painting, if you look at it from Nigerian expression level, you wouldn't rate it as an artist can sell up to 50,000. But in America, the art was sold for $85 million. So break the money down in Nigeria currency, it might be half of our budget.
So you feel the government are not paying attention
at all?
They don't understand it or
at
something.
all. That competition I won, it's not the man that even initiated that idea. They used EFCC on him, and the man is in America. And today, that thing looked like a shadow of itself. Sometimes we've not gotten our system right for us to think about artists.
But
without artists, society is a shambles. Because if you watch movie industry, we have a role to do as artistic director. Some of this movie that are shooting that doesn't make Nollywood level because they don't involve artists. I've been in Nollywood for years. You know, sometimes when you bring an idea and say you want to do this, like, what does it mean to create an accident scene where somebody's hand will be off? Use silicone, put some wire, put some drip of, even if it's Zobo. Let somebody hold somebody's hand. Let there be a physical hand that will cut something off. All this we feel is real. Look at some of this movie, you see somebody pierce knife and it comes out. Even this Passion of Christ, you saw the nail. It was artists that did it with silicone. When you involve artists in some of these things, it becomes real. But in Nigeria, men that are doing that from OP Wake, Alaba, the only thing they think about is their turnover. So I'm telling you this because I've been there. Let them challenge me. You tell them, they say, no, shoot it like that. We like it like that. We just use powder in place of...
I mean, cosmetics.
Sometimes you see somebody have an accident with this hand. The next scene, you're seeing they tie this hand. Somebody will have a knife. That's because you paid attention. The continuity will be done. And like, I take my car to a mechanic, I'll be looking at them. When they will start tightening things, I'll tell them, you miss this knot, you miss this knot. They say, I'm learning what I say, no. One thing about us is, in art, there's something you say you look to study, you look to observe, and you look to see. These are 3 levels of looking. I can look at you and I may not see your face, but if I take time to study you, I can draw you. Even when you leave this seat, I can continue because the picture will be registered in my mind. So these are some of the things, if they get involved, things will get better. Like architecture is part of art.
Yeah.
So there's area you bring the art for edification, aesthetics, and sometimes I see some things they will do. As an artist, you say this is not normal. If you get so it will fall. They say it's a lie. Build the house so it will fall because we understood balance. So you see an artist, we're looking at things, he's doing his hair like this. Not that he's bending, he's understanding the alignment. Like that hotel in Burj Haraj in Dubai, artists were involved. And sometimes no one takes the whole glory, but her own want to write her own personal signature. I did it. I started it. No. You will die young.
All right. So how do you see the future of artistry, especially now that AI has taken over? In fact, when it comes to the world of the movie industry, they're even complaining. Animators are complaining, right? So when it comes to the world of art, how do you see the future of art? Because of the whole change of social media, gadgets, and all that.
You know, the only thing I always tell is that what God created and what man created can never be the same. No AI can beat a man. We travel to Abuja, we use AI. AI led us another location to tell you that there is always faults. Okay. But look at human beings, study human being and see the things that are embedded in human life. That's God's creation. We can never beat God. So people are afraid of AI. No, I want AI to even come because AI has limits, but I don't have limits. As long as my mind can think it, I can achieve it. Sometimes you see even in scripture, God say, "Ask to you all things are what?
Possible."
All things. He says some things. So AI will challenge us. It will help other artists to fizzle away. It will challenge those who are going to be sustained to. It was someone that created AI. It's not God. God gave that idea, they created it. So AI is helping us to think better. Today you can ask AI, what does it mean to like a lady? AI will give you limits. But when you are the one doing it, you have no limits. So people should not be afraid of AI. They should welcome it. Something bigger than AI are coming. And we need to test it because one thing about us is that this brain is too big. I was shocked to understand that dolphin is the only animal that uses 5% of his brain capacity. Human beings are using 1%, and we are able to create all these things. How much more will push it to 10%? We'll do more than AI. So imagine 90% unused. Check it now.
But would you agree that AI is actually helping?
Yes, it is. People who doesn't know how to write CV now using AI.
I mean in the world of art.
Yes. Because one thing with AI is that you can even ask AI, make a sculpture of an African lady. It gives you different paintings. You snap it, frame it, sell it on the road. I mean, those are AI arts. But the difference between what AI paints and what I will paint is far different. Far more. I can interpret your future in an art painting. I've done it so many people. I can draw your vision. Just share a bit of it. I can make it an artwork. It will be your vision box. Everybody will be looking at it. Only you understand what you are saying. AI may not.
All right. So what's the most non-traditional form of art you've come across?
Mm, like this aspect of art they call Dadaism, Surrealism.
Okay.
I don't believe it's our tradition. I've never practiced it. You I know it. You know, sometimes there's limits to things you need to do. You know, when we're young students, most of our lecturers then who were in the other side of the world, you know, they wanted to influence us by telling us you need to meditate like this, do like this, if you need to be spiritual. I told them I can't be spiritual more than God. The only one I understand is meditation. You know,
Okay.
you think your mind is developed, and if you do that more, you become great. So I can't leave my head unkept for me to show that I'm creative, tear my jean, wear necker, wear singlet, use paint, scatter my, I'm walking on the road. Nobody will take me serious. And sometimes they do it and feed their artists. No, that's why sometimes society doesn't even believe in us. Like if somebody comes out and say I want to be a governor and says an artist, people think artist is only for drawing. No, an artist should be a CEO. I did that. I established company, I ran it, not as an artist. But one of the challenges is if people meet me and they say, no, you don't talk like an artist. You are different. You are different. I say I'm an artist. Other artists should be that. I've influenced other people. I've had mentees who have done that. And today, this thing is not much like that before. You can see an artist now that is painting his hair. Is well kept. His mustache is not bushy. His hands, he can go to pedicure. He can use manicure. He can use good perfume, good oil, you know, and he's a normal human being.
But how
that lives in a
best,
normal
sorry,
place.
how best do you think it's for an artist to be marketable?
You know, I want to encourage society that if you remove art from society, society will become, let me not use the word useless, but you will become sweet. Like the seat you're sitting was done by an artist, the color artist, this camera artist, photography is art. People should learn how to start using art even in their family child training.
Children, is that one of the way you think that it can be marketable?
Yes. If society start using art, every family must have an art piece in their dining, parlor,
sorry,
church.
you know, somebody said, let me speak it in pidgin. Now who chop belle food they buy art? So how best? Because I mean, if you see artworks displayed in, let's say along the road or even in the museum, right? And of course, we know that even the government may not be giving them much attention as they could. How best do you think that person can be able to convince somebody to buy that artwork?
You know, sometimes how I started and I started selling my work is that I will meet you. You know, you work in Signature TV and your work is creative in nature. And I've studied you for over time. I know things you like, things you don't like. I can embed them into a painting and I will bring it to you and interpret it. When you see the stories behind the artwork, you want to keep it, you want to own it. That's why you see people, they will love an artwork, not because of the thing that was painted, but because of the meaning, because of the interpretations, because of the information that is under that art. You mean that the person is talking about you. I've done that a lot. My artworks are in bank. People say, what is bank artwork doing in bank? Sometimes I will tell the branch manager, some of this is use it to train your workers. This. So they now put in their conference where they have their early morning meeting. I've sold my art. Sometimes you go to a family, say you need to have a family portrait. No, let's do photography. Say there's difference between photograph and this. In the future, I'm a great artist, I'm an international artist. You can take this work to go for art auction. You sell it in millions. Like today, if you have any small painting as the size of my phone of Ben and one, you're a millionaire. You can't sell it less than 2 million or 10 million. Because the man has made his name, he's gone. You can't reproduce his work. So with these stories I've told them, I say, wow, it's an investment. So you see people now, the way they buy land, they buy art to keep, to resell. That's what they do. Like Shilon, the man is in Abuja. That's how he makes his money. Even the CEO of this office, he's an art collector. So very soon he starts selling. He buys art, you may think he's a madman. He's not a madman.
Don't you think someone have to be a lover of art in order to have an art piece?
Somebody needs to make you to fall in love. Nobody is born with love. It's when people start interpreting what is in art, start telling you. You say, wow. Like my partner today, we work together. He told me come that he never believed an artist can be responsible. He sees them as useless people until I came across with him. That he never appreciated art until I started saying the meaning. Today he has artworks in his house. He has in his office. Do you get? But if he has never met somebody like me, he would never love. I could have joined other people that say somebody that belly food. No, art has a lot to do even with depression and suicidal thoughts. There's some artwork you'll be looking at. You can't imagine of having suicidal thoughts because people have removed art. That people are dying.
What's the biggest misconception people have about artists today?
Yeah, people think that artists are, will I say, third or fourth class citizen. And I stand to correct it. Like each time, like, you know, one thing about us in Nigeria, most times I've traveled abroad, women love artists. The white love artists. They want to do everything with artists. They greet us as gods because they have been exposed. So they see artists as next to creation. But in Nigeria, we see artists as mad people.
Maybe it's the way they present themselves.
No. You know, it's our parents. Like when you tell your parents, I want to study art, they say, can you say hero? No. Art is more than you say. It's more than drawing. If you have an artist in your company, one thing, look at Microsoft. They have what we call thinking room. And they pay that man heavier than anybody. And what does he do? He just sits on a glass table, cross his leg, looking at ocean with a plain paper. Ideas were dropping. Saga of year 2000 was the man that brought the idea that everything will crash in year 2000. People thought it was true. Microsoft sold out. Today, nobody has people that think in their company. I'm saying this. Ask my friend. The day we started partnering, we are not the same. Because artist sees what you don't see. There's one day, one of our guys, his fuse fell down in a gutter of a cave. They are thinking how to bring it out. I just came and saw it. I said, use chewing gum, put it on a stick, you bring it out. That's an artist. Something they spend 2 hours trying to unravel. I just came to the scene, an idea just dropped. I said, use a chewing gum, put it on a stick, paste it, then it will gum the thing, you bring it out. And that is like a shortcut between your problem and your solution. So until we start seeing artists and start bringing them close, like you give me now, you want to do so and so business, I will see some other things you don't see and share it with you, and you'll be shocked. I didn't see it this way. Because we've developed our mind so much that we cannot perceive more than you can think or imagine. So artists should not be rated low, except people who are making them low. There's a difference between artists and artisanal.
Okay.
People that draw doesn't mean the artists. No, those ones are called artists and they only draw and paint. That's why they can't interpret what they're doing. An artist is a man who can create and explain why he created that thing. Like invention, you can't invent something and come before your auction and say, I just invented it. What is it? I don't know. Just buy it. Someone invented car and knew that it's car I'm producing. You will show us that this car should have an AC, it has a steering. That's invention. That's an artist. Not when you paint and draw. Let's separate the difference. Artisans are people that does use that raw materials, raw sketch, raw talent. But an artist should know, why am I even painting? What is my end user? What do you want to achieve in their life? Okay, I want to say no to drug abuse for secondary school. I don't need to draw drug and no. I should come down to the level. What are the colors they imagine? Put those meaning inside them. As I'm interpreting, they're falling in love. Anytime they see that artwork, they say, no. This means say no to drug. Don't do drug. That's sometimes when you see pictorial images, they speak more than verbal language. So these are areas you now, if you remove artists, like a medical doctor who has an artistic background, will handle patients very well. Sometimes patients, when they see a doctor laugh, they feel there is hope for them. But see our Nigerian doctors, they are not paid, they're under strike. They come to you and say, hey, no, your case. You know, sometimes patients are watching the doctor.
Yeah.
If doctor does, they say, I'm gone. There's no hope for me.
So would you say that this whole correction should start from African parents? They should give their children room to go study art and explore the world of art.
Yes. Because there was a time I was in Enugu. I was shocked that white women in Enugu, they had an own organization. They call me as an artist to teach the children arts. They're paying me 1 hour, 1,000 naira per child. Then it's a lot of money. It's like paying me 50,000, 100,000 per hour per child. Because they understood the level of art. And some of my students, some turn out aeronautic engineers, some turn out hackers, some turn out coding computers. Because during that art, I was inspiring them. But most of our parents, when you want to do lesson, what do they do in lesson? They will bring biology teacher, physics teacher, English teacher, math teacher. They forget arts. At the end of the day, nobody sees you and say 1 + 1 2 or 15 - 16 equals 2. They need that communication lesson. And some of the time you see our society, people are crying over our dressing. You could have corrected it from a childhood. If they know the value of clothes, the value of fashion, sometimes when you dress well, you feel good.
Comfortable.
You feel comfortable. There's some things you wear. But women do it more. They wear short things and are drawing it. Are they expecting it to grow taller?
And they say that's the beauty of the clothes.
That's not the beauty, it's confusion.
All right, thank you so much, Kuntash. You made us believe that even science is art.
Yes.
Every single thing.
Art is everything, everywhere.
And I understand because you're a lover of art. I'm also a lover of art. So thank you so much for this wonderful conversation. I'm sure you had a great time with me.
As we're together.
Leave me alone. All right, the show has come to an end. Thanks for watching. Join us same time tomorrow for more interesting stories, exciting conversations. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download the Signature TV app. Enjoy the rest of your day. I remain your baby girl, Queenette Nkunta.
Aww.